right, everybody. Good morning and welcome to today's open forum. I appreciate you guys coming in today, trying to learn something or share something. I appreciate that. A lot of us have. I've been hearing so much about these issues that we're having, getting listings, keeping them from going stale, getting them excited, getting everybody excited about them, etc. But I'm going to talk to you about what to do with new listings you have, and it may be a little too late for some of these older listings. But what I want to talk to you about is some of the new listings that you're going to be getting and how to present these to the sellers. This is something, the seller signal system, TM, it is not really trademarked. It is something that I made up. That's a joke that it's trademarked, trademark pending on that. But it really is something that I've made up. It's proprietary to me, and I'm going to share it with you guys. And the reason I've done a lot of research into this stuff and what I've come up with is a system. And I can tell you that I've worked with 3 sellers on this, presented it to them, and it has worked amazingly. I have one seller who continues to ask me questions. English is not her first language, and she keeps putting them in AI. Everything I send her, she puts back in AI. She asked AI originally questions to ask a listing agent, and it came up with this huge thing. It has been a lot of work. Every time I respond to her, she throws that into AI and says, how do I respond to this? And so now I've got my AI working against her AI. It's probably the same AI, and it's probably knows the whole thing is going on. I just want to put into it, just figure the whole thing out, because it'll never finish with questions or anything else. So, but one thing I did that has stopped that is presented the seller signal system, which is I didn't call it that with her, but this has worked beautifully. And what it does is it explains, and we're going to go through it. So I'll just let you go through it. But what we're doing now, instead of, and this seller actually asked me the question, so when are we going to drop prices? Are we going to drop prices every 2 weeks? Are we going to, whatever? And funny enough, she has actually been very reasonable about her pricing. So we're not going to have to. And this house is a nice house, and it's in a good area, and it's going to sell and quickly, okay, because it's priced right. But this goes for anybody, and it's not just, she wanted to ask me, I guess AI was telling her, just ask him how often he's going to drop the price and when we're going to have to drop the price, etc. And I don't know why it came up with that, but I have a system for that, and I'm going to explain it to you guys. And we've brushed on some of these things earlier, but I want to really explain it to you guys so you can explain it to your clients, and you don't go in just looking like the regular realtor. So let's look at it. All right. Today's promise to you guys: by the end, your agents can say, I have a process for reviewing buyer response, identifying the bottleneck, and advising sellers with confidence. Not just let's wait a few weeks and then lower the price. So I want to tell you guys about the funnel. The funnel starts with, we're going to get to it in the slide here, but the funnel starts with how many people, I don't know, you guys can't see my hands. How many people, I can't see, I can only see my head. So how many people can view the property, right? That's going to be a large number. How many people are going to like it and share it with their agent? And I'm talking about typically consumers here, right? Not the MLS. Everybody's going to be able to see it on the MLS. But how many people are going to actually view the property? How many are going to be exposed to the property through your marketing? And we'll talk about not just throwing it on MLS and everywhere it syndicates to, but we'll talk about your marketing, how that's getting people to view the property, which is going to lead to more likes and shares and that kind of thing. If you're not familiar with how Zillow works, get on there, act like you're a client or act like you're a consumer and get on there and look around and see how you can heart properties. And you can see, as the listing agent, as the owner of the property, they can see how many people have liked their property, et cetera. And then how many showings are being booked. This funnel keeps getting narrower, right? How many showings are being booked? How many people are actually showing up for the showings? How many people are writing offers after the showing? And how many of those offers are reasonable, or acceptable? Obviously, it gets down to 1 at the end, right? So it starts with a big funnel. You get thousands and thousands of views. You get hundreds and hundreds of likes. You get tens of showings. You get 1 acceptable contract. You might get 3 acceptable contracts. 5 years ago, you'd have gotten 28 acceptable contracts, right? So, and then you get down to 1 actually accepted contract. So that's how you need to explain it to your clients as well. And we have some paperwork for that, to some graphics to show them. This is a seller-facing system that helps agents look prepared, strategic, and evidence-based. Guys, they don't just want an order taker. They can, why not FSBO with what some of us do, right? Or why not use a flat fee company that throws it out there for $1,000? They'll put it on MLS and let the seller figure out the contract and everything else, right? But for $1,000, I'll throw it on MLS for you, right? And get it syndicated everywhere. So let's look beyond that. Okay, Don't let your listing get stale. This is the number one thing. What can you do for your seller? And I think you need to explain, guys, we have to educate, educate, educate. So what you can do for your seller most of the time is get as close to appraised value as possible. That's all we can really do as realtors, right? If we sell it for more than, we're super salesmen and we sell it for more than appraised value, it's not going to help us much. Okay, unless we get a cash customer. But if we're just great at what we do, we're going to get a contract that's at appraisal. You guys know when something appraises exactly at value that you did a great job, because appraisals will make appraisers. That means you probably sold it a little over value, because appraisers will make it stretch a couple $1,000, right? $5,000 here or there. They're not going to make it stretch $20,000, but they'll make it stretch $3,000, $5,000, something like that, to fit a contract, to not blow up a deal that's close enough to market value. Appraisals are, I mean, you guys have seen a property get appraised one time for one thing, and then for $30,000 more the next time it gets appraised, right? A month later, because that deal fell apart. So that happens. So the best thing you can do is do that. The worst thing you can do is let it go stale, where you're definitely not going to get appraised value because you asked so much for it, or you let the client ask so much for it that it's gone down and down and down, and now it's been on the market 60 days, 90 days, and everybody thinks something's wrong with it. So now you've lost your initial market momentum when you hit the market. So let's look next. Why sellers respond to this, and let me go. I don't like the order of this. Okay. What is a seller signal system? Listing performance process that reviews what buyers are doing at each stage of the sales funnel, then adjusts the right part of the strategy. If we don't have an offer after 10 days, we're going to look at what part isn't right. So the reason I say 10 days, I want your listings. I want my listings. You do whatever you want. I want my listings to hit the market on Wednesdays. Okay. By the following Sunday, possibly 11 days, but let's just say it's 10. By the following Sunday, we're going to already have had I would have had an open house on either the first weekend or the second weekend, probably the second weekend. And if I don't have an offer or some really good, about to get an offer by that day, we need to look at what's going on with the property. Assuming it's, I mean, obviously this all assumes it's priced right, but that's what we're going to find out. And now you'll have actual evidence. Instead of saying, gosh, Tammy, your house just isn't that, it's not worth that. Now we'll be able to, so look, and you told them ahead of time what it would be. If we're not getting showings, it's not priced right. It's not, people aren't seeing the value at that price. You know, you have a beautiful home. It's still a valuable home, but we're not seeing the value at that price. So now I have evidence to show them of why we need to lower the price. And I told them ahead of time, if this happens, it'll be a price function. If this happens, it'll be a showing function, like a presentability function, you know, if it doesn't get from showings to offers. So those are all, we set them up ahead of time for this, to show them what's actually wrong. Where is the bottleneck in the funnel? Why is nothing dripping to the bottom of this funnel? And it's what's stopping it. Is it overall views? Look, if I'm putting it out there and only 700 people have seen this property over 10 days, I didn't do a very good job marketing this property. Okay. I might have to spend a few bucks marketing this property. If it's everybody seeing it and nobody's liking it, then we've got to do something. We're not getting, that's the engagement. We're not getting the engagement. Nobody cares. It's not showing well on pictures. We need new pictures. We need to refresh some things. We need to get some things going. If I've got thousands and thousands and thousands of views and nobody cares, then I'm not doing a very good job with pictures, right? I'm not doing a very good job with descriptions, presenting the property. We'll get into all that. If people aren't doing showings, that shows that they're liking it, but they're not showing it. That shows it's a price function. No, they're thinking it's not worth going to see. Yeah, it may look nice, it may not, but it's not worth that price in their mind. You've got better competition out there, and you're not even making the showing squad. Meaning, if Tammy's going to show, sorry, Tammy, you were my owner. You've got your camera on. You were my owner. Now you're my realtor. If Tammy's going to show 4 properties to this client this weekend, 5 properties to this client this weekend, mine didn't make the cut. Okay, for whatever reason, I'm either not competitive pricing for the value. I've got people in my neighborhood for less. I've got whatever, but I didn't make the cut. Okay, so that's why my showings aren't there. I don't have the interest at that price. So then Tammy's showing the property, and Tammy doesn't give me an offer. I'm going to ask Tammy for feedback, and she might go ahead and say it. Look, the pictures are great, but the property's not that great. Or, you know, they just didn't want to deal with a roof that old and the AC that old. Or, you know, they weren't crazy about the neighborhood, whatever it is. maybe that it's going to come back to, I might have to lower my price, might have to do something, but a lot of it is how it showed. The property was dirty. The property was this or that. It needed too much work. They want something that's move-in ready. You'll always get some kind of comment back if they're nice enough to give you feedback. And then offers. Are we getting offers? And what is that a function of, right? So let's go back a stage. So why do sellers respond to this? They don't want to feel pressured out of automatic price reduction. You guys, this is their, occasionally you'll find a hot button for a seller that is something besides price, but it's almost always money, right? They might have to move for a reason, so they need to sell it by the end of August or whatever it is, but it's almost always money. Or a combination of what they don't want to give it away, even if their job starts and they got to close on this house on September 15th in Pennsylvania because they got a new job up there. They still care about the price, and they don't want to feel automatically pressured into a price reduction. They do want to feel like they're getting the best value. And if you're not, I mean, they could give the property away. They don't need you for that. What they need you for is to get them the best price and meet their other terms that they need. But mostly it's price. They want to know you have a plan after launch day. They want to know you have their back, first of all, and what they care about is the price. They want evidence, not opinions, not what they think is laziness. They look, you didn't do an open house why didn't you do an open house the first weekend? Why are you being lazy, right? And we know that's not the case, but we know open houses don't sell properties, but they don't. They need evidence, not opinions. They want to believe you're investing, watching, and adjusting. Are you paying attention to their listing? Do you care about it nearly as much as they do? That's what they want to know. The market speaks. Our job is to listen. We've always talked about this. I've always told you guys when you've said I'm not getting any showings, that it's price. I'm getting showings, but I'm not getting offer. It's the presentability of the house, right? So we've always said that, but this breaks it down even further. And now we have actual things. 12 years ago, when I started telling you guys that, we didn't have views, likes, all the things that we can see, how much exposure it's getting, stuff. And sellers would tell you, I don't think you're marketing enough. So-and-so's house is in a magazine somewhere, right? The guy 3 doors down, his house was in a magazine. His house is on Zillow Showcase. His house is blah, 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 right? So they didn't think you were marketing enough. Now you can say, look, I'm doing this and this, and the property is getting out there. I'm going to go into marketing here after this presentation, which is pretty short. Okay, the listing funnel, here it is. Exposure. Are buyers and agents seeing it? Online interest. Are they clicking, saving, and sharing? You guys know this. Your clients will send you Zillow stuff, won't they? Give me a nod or a yes, thumbs up or something if your clients will send you Zillow stuff. Showings. Are views turning into appointments? In-person reaction. What are they saying after seeing it? And offers. Are buyers willing to act? Are they ready, willing, and able to purchase this property? Okay, the review cadence. So we do 10 days and then every 2 weeks. So the 10 days, review the launch performance while the listing is still fresh. This is the most important early read of the market response. The 10 days, first 10 days is the most important time of the listing. It is the freshest, the best you're ever going to do is the first 10 days. And then 2 weeks, every 2 weeks after that, repeat the same diagnosis. Do not rely on memory or emotion. Compare activity against the funnel. So, and we're going to talk a little bit about the changes you can make besides lowering the price in a second. When the market shifts, revisit faster if a new competitor, price change, showing pattern, interest rate shift changes the context. I mean, the interest rate shift and stuff like that's not going to be that big of a deal, but you're going to have a showing pattern and you're going to have new competitors occasionally, right? We might have started as the cheapest one in our neighborhood and we didn't get anything in that first 10 days, probably still a little overpriced or something. But now we're the fourth lowest. 3 more properties have come on the market, or the ones that were priced above us have dropped. There's people out there dropping their price, and that's why they're doing it. The same reason that we would do it, to get ahead of the market, right? So if they're dropping their price below yours, they're doing some kind of value that's better than yours now. We need to get in there and see what we can do. Consistency make the agents look like a strategist, not a salesperson with one tool drop the price. Nobody likes that salesperson, right? Especially sellers. What we review with the seller, the data points, review reach, where are we getting to, engagement, views, save, shares, showing conversion, feedback, competition, offers, and silence. The answer may be marketing condition, access, terms, or price. So obviously the most often one we see is price, but let's look into this. Low reach, not enough visibility. We need to boost the marketing or exposure, okay? High views, few showings. Interest is not converting. Improve positioning, photos, value, story, or price. The value story is your public remarks. Don't just say it's a beautiful 3-2, blah, blah, blah. Say, imagine waking up being blocks from Disney World or whatever the thing is, right? Imagine what you can do. It's not just benefit, it's not just features, it's benefit. So don't just share the features, share the benefit. If you need help, AI can help you. Tell it you need more benefits than features kind of thing, or tell it to something like that. It will improve your feedback, your public remarks if you can't do it yourself. Buyers are objecting in person, but photos, positioning, and the price, obviously. Buyers are objecting in person. This is the showing and no offers. That means they're objecting with their money. They're going to see the property and they're saying, we don't like it. Fixed condition, access, incentives, or price. I've had listings I know got less money than they could because of access, because their showings were few and far between because of the availability. Of course, I sell a lot of investment property, so it's people with tenants and stuff like that. Makes it very hard to do. They don't provide a lot of access. It can only be seen, guys, if a property can only be seen on nights or weekends, that makes it difficult for a lot of people. Okay, when you limit the number of people that can see it, you're limiting the number of good offers you're going to get. So maybe that's the bottleneck, right? Incentives. Maybe everybody else on the block was all the ones that have sold were offering to buy down interest rate. Maybe they were offering some concessions, something like that, and we can do something like that. Obviously, you cannot advertise higher commissions for the agents, but sometimes that helps. Sometimes that affects access too. How willing are agents to show the property if my seller's not offering anything, right? So that's something we can work on the seller with too. If they're offering, I don't know, it will be based on the thing. Well, let's offer 2.5%. Let's offer something. Okay, that can all be part of it. Okay, offer below target, so you're getting it, but the market sees a lower value. Reassess pricing and competition. I'm not talking about the offers that come in the day you put it on the market and they're all 70% of asking price and they haven't seen the property or anything like that. Disregard those. I'm talking about market sees lower value. These are people that have seen the property and they're just lowballing you because they don't think it's worth that much. Yeah, I'll buy it, but not for that, right? So I would like this house. We've all done that. I'd like this house, but not at this price. It has to be cheaper than the other one we saw yesterday, right? Because that house was a little bit nicer. Reassess pricing and competition. So you look back at the market and you see what's going on. What's my competition selling for? What's gone pending? And a lot of times the other agents will help you out. Make some phone calls too. I saw that your listing, I've got the one down the street. I saw your listing went pending. Was it pretty close to, I know you can't tell me exactly yet, but was pretty close to asking price? And they'll tell you. I would tell somebody it was close, or it was real close. I might say if it was exactly, right? I'll say, oh, it was as close as you can get. But I wouldn't say that, yes, I wouldn't confirm the price they got. The system keeps the conversation objective. All right, so the system keeps the conversation objective, not emotional. You don't want to get emotional. Everything's objective. Guys, this is just a thing. This is just how I know it's to these people, it's their house, it's their pride and joy, it's where they raise their kids, they love it, blah, blah, blah. It's where they fell in love, it's where they whatever, right? It's awesome to them. It's better than their neighbor's house, no matter what whoever their neighbor's house is, right? It's better. So you keep it objective. Everything is right here in black and white. This isn't me telling you need to lower your price. This is the market telling you need to lower your price, right? This is the market telling you we need to do this. And maybe it's me, and I might not want to do that. Look, I might have to spend a few bucks boosting marketing, okay? Maybe it's me. Maybe we're not getting views, we're not getting whatever. And I got to figure that out, but probably spend some more money boosting the marketing. If it's a listing that's worth it, at some point, I mean, if this is a $50,000 lot, then we're not going to do that, right? But if this is a $600,000 house, I'm boosting my marketing. Okay, they've got, guys, look at it. If they cancel your listing, they got to pay you. The only thing you're worrying about is running out of time at the end of the listing. They don't have to reimburse you, and in that case, first of all, you've wasted 6 months and of your life and your time and your gas and everything else and your money, and now you've got nothing. But if they cancel the listing, you don't have to worry about them canceling the listing. But if it expires, that's where you are. So let's talk about price. We don't get yourself in a situation where they won't accept a reasonable price to start with. Okay. After the first, here's what we talk to them about. Here's what we say. After the first 10 days, we're going to review the entire sales funnel, not just the price. We'll look at exposure. This is a great answer. You should copy and paste this. this is exactly what to send them in an email or talk to them about. We'll look at exposure, online engagement, showing, feedback, condition, competition, and offers. Then we'll identify where the buyers are dropping out and adjust the right part of the strategy. You can explain to them the sales funnel. You can do it just with your little hands like I just did, or you can write it out and hand it to them. A price adjustment may be the right move, but it should be a diagnosis, not just a default. And they love hearing that. I'm not going to default to just getting into your pocket. You know, that's what they hear, right? When we got to drop the price, they hear getting into pocket. Same thing as if I tell Tammy, Tammy, we're going to make this, we're both realtors in this case. Tammy, we're going to make this deal work. We both got to, we got to drop maybe a 0.5% on our commission to make the deal work. It hurts, right? But sometimes you got to do stuff to make the deal work. Okay. So nobody wants to hear that. Tammy doesn't want, Tammy's going to ask me, have you tried everything else? Have you talked to the seller? Have you talked to the buyer? Let me talk to my client then and see if they can move, right? Before we get in our pocket, we want to see everybody else move or try to, right? So the only time we ever give up commission is when there's no other way to do it. Well, that's what the seller wants too. Seller doesn't want the first move to be, let me get in your pocket, right? So they like say, you know what? We're going to drop the price $15,000 and I'm going to buy a Zillow Showcase for you for $400. Okay, I'm going to do that. So we're going to get these we're going to get it out there more. And that might not be the problem. Hopefully it's not something I have to spend on. And hopefully they don't have to drop the price. Maybe it's something else. Maybe it's just, everybody's coming through here and I know your tenant moved out, but they left holes everywhere and they painted up. You know what I love is when they try to make they have to fill the holes. So they try to make the paint match and it doesn't match. And they've just got a bunch of little squares where they tried to paint on the wall. You just see where the brush went. And it might've looked good when it was wet, but it looks terrible now. And people come in and see the house like that. And they're like, oh, I don't want to have to come in and paint. What else do I have to do here? Right. So those are the kind of things that might not be out of anybody. Well, might be out of the seller's pocket a little bit, but it's something that they do and it's going to improve the value of the house anyway. Okay. How this helps you win the listing. It differentiates you. If somebody else comes in without this plan, it's going to differentiate you. That's what we want in a listing agreement, guys. Most sellers have heard, I'll put it in the MLS. It goes to this, and this, which we're going to look at here in a second also. And I want you to do that also. But you need more of a plan than that. It reduces the price tension. You're not avoiding the price. You're making price part of a larger performance diagnosis. Not everything is price. And you're letting the seller know that up front. Look, I'm not coming straight for your pocket when this doesn't sell in the first 10 days. I'm not coming straight for your pocket. It builds trust. Sellers feel guided, not pressured. They see you have a process. People trust numbers more than they trust a commission breath agent. Okay. You come into their house. You know how many people go in their house with commission breath? You know how many of you guys would drop to 4% total to do the deal? Guys, I mean, I see that. And sometimes it's a friend, family, whatever. Sometimes you do it because it's a great client. It's a great business move. Doesn't matter to me. We're not taking half your money anyway. So do whatever you want. But that's not your first move. That doesn't have to be your first move. When you're a professional, you go when you don't need to have commission breath. I don't care if you're dying for this commission. You don't need to look like it because you have a system. Okay. It builds trust. The system makes you sound like a consultant, not an order taker, not somebody who wants to get into their pocket. Okay. Implementation checklist. Name the system in your listing presentation. I made up this one because it has 3 S's. It's very, I like it. Explain the 10-day review and 2-week review cadence. Show the seller the funnel, the exposure, engagement, obviously have the funnel. Tell the seller what you'll measure. Prepare them that price is only one lever, not the only lever, like we just did. Bring the seller into the process before the market starts talking. So they know what they're going to be looking for. They know what to expect. They just don't know what the numbers are going to be, what you're going to present them with in 10 days, but they know what to expect from you. Okay. Review agenda, review the activity numbers, compare the competition, summarize buyer and agent feedback. So compare the competition, go back on the MLS and search for all the properties within a half mile of your property that meet any of the criteria. You guys know how to search by that proximity, the very top button of the search in the Stellar. Search that, compare the competition, summarize buyer and agent feedback. If you can get any agent feedback, I know a lot of people don't want to give it because of nonsense lawsuit rumors and stuff like that. You guys can give feedback. Don't give away your buyer's position, obviously, but give feedback. And locate the bottleneck. Recommend one strategic adjustment. Does everybody understand locate the bottleneck? Give me thumbs up if you understand locate the bottleneck. See where you're going from huge numbers down to no numbers. You guys participate, please. Give me a thumbs up if you understand locate the bottleneck, or get on the questions if you don't. Raise your hand if you don't. Keep it simple. Sellers need clarity, not a spreadsheet lecture. Keep it simple. Just explain it to them as quickly as I explained it in the first 30 seconds of this thing. Seller says, are you just going to ask me to reduce the price every 2 weeks? When you tell them we're going to review it every 2 weeks, that's what's going to go on their mind. They probably won't say this out loud, but they're thinking it. So go ahead and say this. No, we're going to diagnose the funnel. Price may be a part of the solution, but only after we look at reach, engagement, showings, feedback, condition, competition, and offers. And when they list it, like I've gone through with this lady, she's very reasonable about her listing price. Okay. Probably means she won't want to negotiate much, but she was very reasonable. When I gave her a value, she said, let's price it at that, right? You guys know when you have a good price. You're excited about a listing that you have a good price on, right? When you leave that listing agreement, when you get the listing agreement back and you've agreed to a price that is, if it's worth $500,000, that person wants to list it for $499 or $505 or $509, you've got a deal, right? You're going to sell this thing, and you're not going to get stale on the market, most likely, right? So, practice these until you can say them naturally, but I can say it naturally, easily. It's all part of the funnel. If we're not getting here, we're getting there. If we're not getting to here, it's because we didn't do a good job here, right? And we're losing somewhere between here and here, wherever that is. So it's very easy to explain. It's very easy to understand. Do's and don'ts. Do name the process. That makes it look like this is something you do all the time. When you name it, it looks like it's yours. Set expectations early. Bring data to the review. Recommend a specific adjustment. Explain the reason clearly. Do not apologize for the market. Guys, if you're having to apologize for the market, they're going to say, it's probably just not a good time to sell. Don't chase seller emotions. Don't default the price without diagnosis. Don't ignore condition or access issues. Don't let the listing drift. Do not let it get stale. But do not ignore condition or access issues. If you're having a hard time with access, that is going to affect it. People don't think about that, but it's very true. So the listing line with them is, we don't guess, we diagnose. That's how you win trust before the sign goes up, and keep trust after the listing launches. Even if it starts to get a little stale, at least we have a process. How much better do you feel when at least you have a process for something and you're not just twisting in the wind? All right. This is something I want you guys to have. ChatGPT did this for me. I said, make me a graphic or where stellar MLS listings appear on the market through IDX and any other forms, is what I wrote. Something like that was my prompt. And it came up with this. This is pretty cool. You guys like this? You guys need this. It even has disclaimers at the bottom. Brokers control distribution. Syndication is not the same as IDX. Listing can be shown on brokerage IDX sites, broker-approved third-party portals, and additional publisher sites through ListHub. So we approve everything. By the way, Florida Realty Investments, your default is to go everywhere. We had to do that. It's a setting for us as a brokerage, whether you're Thompson or just FRI. You are going to have those set in there. It's going to distribute everywhere. So don't call me and ask me why it's not distributing. Then you didn't click the right box on there, because we have blanket distribution for our brokerage. So obviously all of these things, pretty cool. You guys can screen cap right now and do this, or I can send this to you guys, or I can just tell you how to get it on ChatGPT or anywhere else. There might be a better looking one. I didn't even ask ChatGPT to make it better looking or cleaner or anything like that. I did ask it to use logos, by the way, so because I think that's pretty cool. So instead of just listing these things. So direct portal distribution, ListHub Publisher Network, broker and agent websites, consumer access and web tools. That's pretty cool. Yeah, it's fine. I'll email it to you. Can you have the PowerPoint? Sure. If it were done yesterday when I sent the invitation, I would have sent it to you. Tammy, you have a question?
So back a few slides, I think it was marketing. So now with this coming soon, which I wish I've thought of this, I knew I was getting a listing like 2 weeks ago, and I had the signed listing agreement. So I probably could have sent out coming soon postcards to that neighborhood, correct? Is it 10 days in advance that we can do that?
14.
14? Okay.
15th day, it better be on. Better be active. Or anytime before that.
Okay.
So it's something that you can, hold hold on one second. I'm gonna show you guys something else. So I want to show you guys what I did. I had to email it to myself. What I did. Oh, hold on. We have no. Gigi, go ahead with your question. I answer you well, Tammy. You good? Okay. Gigi, go ahead.
Can you hear me, Ryan?
I can now. Yes.
So I have a couple questions. You talked about the bottleneck. If you can go over that again, and also you said something about the feedback. We have to be careful.
No,
possible.
don't. I didn't. I don't want to. I don't want to. I don't want to start that. That's a internet rumor amongst agents on these agent mastermind nonsense pages where someone somewhere allegedly. This is an alleged story. There's never been anything a link to it that I've seen or anything that an agent gave feedback to the seller that the buyer didn't like the house because it thought it was overpriced and crappy or something, right? And so then the buyer couldn't find what they wanted and came back to this house. And now see, this is why it's nonsense. This could have been a completely different buyer. The agent didn't name their buyer. But they might have said, my buyer that didn't like the house before likes it now and blah, blah, blah. But in the meantime, allegedly the feedback had offended the owner, which I have a hard time believing. And that the owner said, oh, well, then I don't want this buyer. I have a hard time believing that it was a great offer and that they didn't want it because of the buyer. The whole thing is nonsense. It's just agent talk that people get carried away with. Do not worry about that. You'll never get sued for giving feedback. I don't care. I think it gives your buyer more power that, yeah, my buyer came back. They didn't like the house before, blah, 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 whatever. They liked it, but they weren't crazy about, the backyard. But now it turns out they don't mind about the backyard. They like it. They want to buy it. I don't think that hurt. I think that helps your buyer's position more than hurts it. Obviously, the seller is going to realize, first of all, the property's still on the market, so they're still going to want to sell it, and they're going to realize that, look, my property is not perfect, and I better treat this buyer well if I want them to close. So forget that I even said that. Now, the bottleneck, that was your first part of your question. The bottleneck is if we're getting tons of views and tons of likes, but we're not getting tons of showings. That means that the client is out there liking these things on Zillow and homes.com and realtor.com, and they're hearting them and they're sending them to you, Gigi, as the agent, the buyer's agent. They're sending them to their buyer's agent, and their buyer's agent is saying they're not getting showings. The buyer agent is saying, okay, but there's 3 more in that neighborhood that are priced better. Let's look at those for, or maybe they're sending you 7 things and mine's not making the cut for whatever reason. That means my price is too high. That means you're telling them as the buyer's agent, look, this isn't the best value for you. I'll show you these. Because the buyer's agent's going to show the houses that are most likely to sell, right? They're going to show the ones that they think are the better deal for their client because they want their client to get the best deal. And that's what they're going to do. Or maybe, Gigi, you called me and you said, what are you offering for commission? I said, seller's not offering any commission. And so you don't want to deal with that, right? There's lots of reasons but that's the bottleneck. So now we've got a bottleneck. It's not coming from there to showings. It's either the price or that we're not offering. If you're already offering 3% or 2.5%, that's not the problem. So it's the price. Okay. So it's not access. It's not anything else. Or maybe it's access. You're not getting showings because it's only available on Tuesdays and Thursdays between 2 and 4 p.m. Right. So could be that. There's different things for all different kinds of listings. Does that answer your question? It could be anywhere down there. Maybe it's showing a lot, but we're not getting offers. That's condition of the home. And so that the thing I did, I'll send it to you guys. Email me for it and I'll send it to you. But that's the whole process. So the whole thing is we're going to be looking, Mr. and Mrs. Seller, we're going to be looking for bottlenecks in the sales funnel. And you can tell them it's the sales funnel analysis. You can say whatever it is. It can be your SFA, your sales funnel analysis, whatever it is. But we're going to do that and we're going to analyze this. And we're not just going to come ask you to drop price. I'm not coming for your pocket first. Okay. Now, if they're obviously they insisted on listing their $500,000 house for $549,000, I mean, what are we doing? Right. So that's obviously going to be the problem. But you can show them that's the problem. So instead of arguing with them and getting emotional about it and saying, your house is crap. Why do you think your house is better than the one next door? Instead of that, say, yes, we'll try this. And in 10 days, we're going to come back and see. And if the bottleneck is between views and showings, then we know views and likes and all that stuff and shares and showings, then we know it's the price. People like your house, just not at that price. Okay. And you can always leave that. People really seem to like your house. Just we gotta make the price align with the love. Okay.
Thank you.
You bet. Let's go over this. I want to share something else with you guys. So this is what I sent. So I happen to be working with, and you guys all can if you want to. We don't have an affiliated title company, but I'm working with the Closing City, who's been on here, and they are doing Google AdWorks for me, and they're doing Zillow Showcases. By the way, he texted me yesterday that he's got Zillow Showcases available. If you have anything over $500,000 or $600,000, it's supposed to be 600, but they're going down because he's got so many to spend by the end of the month. So if you have a listing that you want showcased, and you probably already have it with another title company, but if you don't, or if you got one coming up, then talk to the Closing City if you want to. I'm not promoting them. You can use whoever you want. I'm using them, and what they give me is this. They give me Google AdWorks, and they give a week of Google AdWorks, and they give me a Zillow Showcase. So this is what I explained to. This is how I explained to my client. Now I've just forwarded this to me. I've made this a template now. So if I'm doing Google AdWorks and I'm not doing Zillow Showcase, then if I'm doing Google AdWorks and not doing Zillow Showcase, I can just get rid of this. But this says Google AdWorks and Zillow Showcase. So this is what Google AdWorks sent me on another listing I had before. I showed you guys this before, by the way. So Google AdWorks, we invest in AdWorks advertising, not me, me and the title company, for your listings so your home can appear in front of potential buyers across websites, mobile apps, Facebook, and Instagram, not just when someone happens to be searching Zillow or Realtor.com. If you don't know what AdWorks is, you can be on tjmax.com and you'll see an ad. If you've been sniffing around new houses, you're going to get this ad in the corner. This one right here, I don't know if you guys can see where my thing is, but this picture in the upper right hand of this thing, oh, there it is. The upper right hand of this is the ad that appears when they're on ESPN.com, tjmax.com, Florsheim.com, whatever they're doing, right? If they've been, you know how your phone listens to you and you get an algorithm. If they've been around housing sites, they're going to get that ad. So it went out, this one in the first 5 days, it went out 8,123 people viewed it, 12 clicks, probably 6 of them accidental. I don't know how that works, but you click on it, you drop your phone and grab the corner of it, it clicks on something. But that was the idea. This house sold very quickly. AdWorks uses geographic and behavioral targeting to help put the property in front of people in the area and whose online behavior indicates they may be interested in real estate. The idea is simple. Instead of waiting for the buyer to find your house, we help the house find the buyer. And because I receive reporting on the advertising, this becomes another part of the data we use to evaluate the effectiveness of our marketing. Here's a daily report from AdWorks, which I got every day. This is after the 5th day. I don't know why I couldn't find the one after the 7th day. I lost it in my email, but this is after the 6th day. This is the 5th day. It ended up getting about 11,000 views and I don't know, 18 clicks. It stayed about at the same rate, 15 to 18 clicks. I don't remember, but it sold quickly. Okay, so that's how Google AdWorks works. Zillow Showcase is when you get on Zillow, and these are the ones in the upper right hand. Now, this listing happens to be in Windermere. It is not nearly these prices. It's closer to that one. It's about 500. But I'm going to get Zillow Showcase for it too. So these listings always appear at the top of any page. So it's going to be up at the top. So here's all Showcase property, Showcase. These two are up here, super showcased because they're in the millions. But Showcase, 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 right? So your home is going to be on Zillow whether we use Showcase or not. The difference is how it appears and how much attention Zillow gives it. We are purchasing Zillow. So all I did was type in Windermere and it pulled these up and I just screen grabbed it. So we're purchasing Zillow Showcase your property because I want your home to stand out from the other listings the buyers are seeing. Showcase gives us enhanced placement, blah, 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 right? So it gets 84% more page views, 77% more saves, and 93% more shares than similar nearby non-Showcase listings. All right, we do this at our own expense. It's actually at the title company's expense, but it's ours, me and my team, let's say. So there you go. And then I explained to you before why we're not dropping our price, our thing below 5%. So there you go. And see how that's building value for that, because she also asked about commission. Can you help me on commission? And so you, like anything you do in sales, you build value, build value, build value, build value. And sorry, we're not going below 6%. Below 5%. So there you go, which I'd already done, which we do for all of our FRI management properties. So Do you guys have any questions on that? Any comments? Anything? Get this party started. Awesome. Anybody feel more confident going into a showing, listing appointment? Obvious. Honestly, awesome. Okay, Tammy Pipkin.
Hey, I just like that last slide. Can you like have Jeanette download it and maybe email it to us? The one on showcase and the ads. That's kind of a good. So when we use that title company, I think their fee is like $800 or something.
Oh, is it who? Closing City?
Yeah, or six something. Yeah, I don't think they're cheap. I think
It's probably $625 or something. But I think they all are now, are they? $575, $625, something like that.
Edgewater Title's actually really reasonable, but so I guess I need to contact them because I'm sure there's a limit, like a certain listing limit that you get these benefits from the title company.
Not for AdWorks, because this listing was three. This one I did was like three something. You can see it's a little range. Okay,
because I'm going to do a 465 listing.
Well, they'll do it right now. They'll do showcase for you because he's looking for.
It's not to spend. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. That's good.
Do you have Jim's number?
Jim.
Jim. Oh, Jen Metzger there. Yes, you can use her too. Actually,
yeah. No, I don't have the other one. Okay.
No, yeah, Jim is my contact, but Jen is the one that would probably help you with that for sure.
Okay. And then, I would love that verbiage that you have on that one page that you just said.
Okay. Which one?
The one on the AdWorks. So the one on the AdWorks and the one on that last.
I'll just
slide.
I can forward that to you right now. But there you go.
Thank you.
All right, and but the other one, I'm gonna have maybe I'll post that on.
Sorry, Ryan, can you send that to me as well?
Yes. Anybody else want
Thank
it?
you.
Go ahead and raise your hand, and I'll send it to anybody who.
Yeah.
All right, Debbie, Michelle.
You might as well just send a blast email, Ryan.
I'm not doing it, everybody. I try not to do blast emails to get everybody. Oh, this is good. You're all popping up on my screen and love it. That helps a lot. If I put your hand down, it's because I can't see everybody, and I already got you. Carolina Estevez. ABC email, Carolina? Give me a nod. ABC. Oh, which one do you want to use? That's one. Carolina sells fast. Got it.
I apologize. I sent ABC by mistake the other day.
Okay, no problem. Sandy Dwyer, got you. You put your hands down when I get you. Gigi. At Earthlink, Gigi, take it. List it, Liz.
Yes,
Know
thank
that
you.
one. All right, Malvis, gotcha. Omaima, gotcha. Wendy, gotcha. John, gotcha. John Crea. Natalie, gotcha. Oh gosh, I need to delete some of the other. Oh, I gotta go down here. Hold on 1 second, guys. Or keep your hands up if I didn't say your name already. I'm taking my face and signature off there as well. For the rest of you guys, not Tammy, sorry. All right. All right, Patricia. All right, got you, Patricia. Oscar Ellis. Got you, Oscar Ellis. Omaima, already got you. Dimitri. Got you. Already got you, Wendy. Patricia. Patricia, info at Patricia Alvarez. Just give me a thumbs up if that's right or whatever. Okay, perfect. I got Patricia Camacho, already got you. All right, guys. I just sent that to you. I'm going to, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to attach that if I can. All right, I sent the distribution map to all you guys as well. And Tammy, you didn't get it, so I'm going to send that to you as well.
Thank you.
All right, so the distribution map is on there as well. Anybody else want it before I send it? All right, awesome. And I'll send this whole, if you want this whole thing, email me. If you want the whole presentation to how to present it to your clients. Guys, I would take some of the slides, just print them out or do whatever you want to do or put them in your own little book for your clients. You can do it. Somehow I messed up the order of the presentation. I must have dragged one of the slides down because it was a little bit out of order, but it's all the stuff is there for you to present it to your clients. All right, everybody. Any questions about anything else? Michelle, you want to talk about your listing?
Yes, I have in Mount Dora. It's a lovely property. It's built like a townhome, but it's categorized by the HOA as a condo, and it's priced lower than other units similar to it, but it's highly renovated, if you will. I just can't seem to get exposure because I'm thinking that when people are looking for a property, they're looking for under single family homes, and that because this is it's a small complex at 100 South Tremaine Street, and you have to find it only if you click on condo as property style. And I'm thinking, I don't know how to at this point market the property so that, I mean, it's lovely. It's this family, this couple just renovated it to the max, even for the windows in this older building. So any ideas if it's and I'm hearing from mortgage lenders that condos, the word condo is frightening a lot of buyers because of some news and rules and regulations regarding insurance, etc.
Mm-hmm. Condo market is completely in the toilet. Completely in the toilet. It is the worst market of anything right now. I don't know what to tell you. It isn't, and what people are afraid of is HOAs just going through the roof. So with all the standards and all that, and then insurance and everything else, it has gone through the roof since the collapse of the building in Miami 5 years ago that you probably thought would never mean anything to your business. It has absolutely destroyed the market, the condo market. I used to sell a lot of condos, and I am struggling because I can't sell them. I can't give them away.
It's 2-story though. It's all it is 2-story. It shows like a townhome, but I can't.
I'm sure it's amazing, but it's not. That's just what it is. And you know, I don't think Mount Dora is not known for its condos. I know where you're talking about. It's a beautiful area. It's probably a great condo. It's just that people are shying away from condos. So it is difficult. If you want some evidence for your clients, just Google, look in AI for explain. Because I've had to explain to many clients why the condo market is so bad.
Okay.
And it's easy to do. Ask AI or ask anytime you ask Google now, AI takes over anyway. Ask AI to explain the condo crisis. Tell it you're a realtor. Tell it, if it doesn't already know you, tell it you're a realtor and you have to explain to some clients what's going on with the condo market in Florida, and it will give you all of those things. Okay. No, you don't own the land, Stella.
Correct.
So that's the problem, and that's why you have to list it separately too. All right. Any other questions? And Michelle, I'm sorry, I don't have any. When you say the word condo, it just kills people. Nobody,
I know.
and,
I
and
know.
nobody's really looking for a condo and nobody says my dream home is a condo in Mount Dora, even though it's awesome. I know it's awesome. I go there all the time, but a lot of people don't know it's awesome. And a lot of people don't know that there's condos down there. So they're not searching for that. In fact, if I were doing a search in Mount Dora, I wouldn't even put single family house. I'd assume they all were, or most of them would be, right? So I wouldn't even make that specification to set up a search for my client. And then when we saw them, we might get rid of the condos. But, you know, if you could have a house or a condo for the same price, most people are going to choose the house because of all these uncertainty with the condos. And especially in Mount Dora, you're competing against a lot of properties that don't have HOAs. There's a lot of just houses in Mount Dora that are just on streets. Not a lot of, it's older, so there's not a lot of subdivisions with HOAs. Okay. So it's a struggle. There's not many places in Mount Dora have the HOA. So it's a struggle. Okay, Mount Dora and like the downtown area of Mount Dora. Any other questions or comments before we go?
I was going to suggest too that on the MLS, agents can, about a week after their house is listed, if you put it on List Track, weekly, and this is free, weekly analytics are sent out to your sellers, and it gives us a chance to stay in front of our sellers with zero effort once you initiate the report to go out once a week or twice a week on a certain day. And I find that sellers absolutely love the information. It shows a world map and it highlights in yellow the areas that buyers are looking at your property. And it makes us, my sellers absolutely love it. And they think it's a very expensive marketing option, but it's not. It's free to us on the MLS.
Okay, awesome. That's fantastic. Where are you hitting to do that?
List Track on the MLS.
Right. Okay.
Stellar MLS.
Awesome.
It's a free service.
Awesome.
Is it involved to set up? Like, how do you, like, what's the gist of just putting their name in there and the address, or how does that work?
Yes, there's a header, and it pulls the information. Your listing will show up on it because it pulls from the MLS, and you just click on your property and you type in the name of your sellers, their email address, and how often you want the program to be sent out. And I just do it once a week. And when it goes pending, then I go back in and just remove the feedback. And it comes off automatically once it's sold. And again, it's free. And the sellers really think you've gone way out of your way to let them know how the property's being marketed on a weekly basis. And it's very colorful. Lots of different analytics, not just a graph. Look,
where are you finding it?
Okay, let me get on my MLS.
I think it's under product and services on your dashboard,
Okay.
or look under your external links. I've seen.
You know, have the list of all the stuff that
It's-
we have included. Is it in there?
It's not an external links. I mean, I've looked up and down this. I've seen it somewhere on here before, but I don't remember where. And I think Michelle went to track her thing and exited the call. This track, I don't know where it is.
It's under the Stellar dashboard.
Yeah, I'm on that.
You see on where it says, let me see, I'm afraid to touch something. I don't want to lose you again.
Stellar under products and services. Click on the one that says Stellar Products.
Yes. Under, you see it? Products and services on the left-hand side under dashboard.
Mine must be different. I don't even have products and services.
List Hub or List Track?
Well, it offers
No,
both.
it's List Track.
They're very different.
Yes.
Very different analytics.
Well, there's one called List Hub that looks like based off
That's
of.
not, that's for getting it out there. That's for
Oh, okay.
other stuff.
They're two separate. I sign them up for both because one is more in-depth than the other. Yeah, it's under products and services. Do you see it?
Nope.
Let's see. How can we do this? Stellar MLS dashboard. And Jeanette, do you see it?
Oh, maybe I went
I
too
do
far.
see it. Let me, it's green.
Oh, wait. I'm sorry. I went too far. It's before you
green.
did. I was looking at my MLS. It's before that. Stellar products,
Don't say.
Matrix for, okay, the Premiere, One Home, Prospects, Realist, showing time, rent spree, showing time, transactions, home. There's all kinds of stuff on here.
Yes, and it's all
There's
free.
List Hub, List
Yeah.
Track. Yes, it's way down.
It's in
Okay.
it's the green one. It's down at the
Yeah.
mine on mine. It's almost to the bottom.
I
Yep,
just
I
sent
found
a
it.
screenshot of it.
Yeah, I've got it on there now. I'll show you guys.
Well, what is the List Hub as opposed to List Track?
List Hub
You
is
said-
it's on that List Hub is on that graphic I had earlier. That sends it out. It syndicates it.
Oh, okay. But she
Um,
said she sends both reports from List
Okay,
Hub
so I
and
hit
List
products
Track.
and services, and when I did, it pulled down Stellar Products, and then I
Yes.
had to scroll way down to this. Okay, so it's
But
down
there-
here, enhance your listings, list track. So access this tool. Okay, cool.
And it'll go out, I believe it goes out every Monday.
I don't know what listing this is, but
Oh, that's where it compares the different platforms and their color coded.
oh, okay. Look, here's my listings. So it
Mhm.
does that.
And you
and
see
their
the map,
performance.
it shows, it'll highlight the areas. Sometimes I get a lot of European interest in listings and it'll highlight it. And it's really interesting to have your seller take a look and see that somebody in Italy is looking at your Central Florida
Yeah.
listing.
Yeah, cool. Look at some Western. Huh, interesting. A lot here in Central Florida, obviously. Interesting. Oh, that's cool. And so you set it up to send it to the owner?
Yes.
Oh, is this the seller report history? Is that what that is? Or no?
Yes, but you can, one family in particular, my one seller, the sellers are aged, they're in their 90s. So I send it to him, but I also send it to their 5 kids. So the same report goes out to the entire family every Monday, and the whole family realizes that they're all in on the on me selling their home, and it gives them all something to talk about, and it makes the agent look
I love that. I love
active.
that. Schedule report. That's fantastic.
You can do it twice a week also, not just once a week.
Well, this is a good place to get your data from too. Look at this, 1,718 views, 0 inquiries, 11 favorites, 1 share. All right. There you go.
And it's
That's
free
pretty
with our MLS.
Awesome. Look, my views are down for average views with similar homes. So that shows me that I need to market my property better, right?
Yes.
There you go. There you go. So that's
And
what we're doing.
it shows when it flatlines that the viewers have decreased. But when you reduce your asking price and go back on this site, you'll see how the interest peaks, it spikes, and it makes your seller feel better about lowering their asking price because it increases the amount of buyer viewing.
Right. Now this listing is stale and it's old, and it's not really mine, by the way. A lot of stuff you see under my name is not really me. So that's because it's stale, newer homes of similar homes, but probably newer on the market are getting seen a lot more, obviously, and getting liked a lot more. Right? Because there's no other reason for my property not to be seen as much except people have already seen it. And
Right.
So
Yes.
they're not looking at it.
So if you had sent this week 1 when you listed it,
It would have
Your
been
showings
higher.
would be
It would have
way
been
up.
higher than everybody else's.
yes.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or, higher than most, the average. Yeah. Well, that is awesome. Thank you for sharing that, Michelle. I did not know that. That is a great way to get this data. There's other ways to get this data as well. It's a little harder, but this is a great way to get this data.
And
I
it's
like
free.
And the share and the map is just kind of cool.
Isn't that interesting?
Look, we have people down in Rio looking at it. The ones who want to move here, which is fantastic. All right. Any other questions, comments?
Does anybody have any luck with homes.com other than it's very expensive?
You talking about buying ads or buying leads?
Yes, homes.com to market properties.
What are you doing it and what are you paying?
They want $240 a month, no matter how many listings they launch. And they also, I'm having a problem with them because they send out photographers to do that 3D Matterport filming. It is a mess. I've had 2 of them done last week. The photographers show up hours earlier, which makes me look bad because they're not in communication with me when they decide. We have an appointment, but they show up hours earlier. And the cross sections under the Matterport use makes the house look like it was caught in a hurricane. It makes the windows, they blank out windows and the windows look white instead of being a clear see-through glass sliding door, having access to a lanai. Any kind of a shade, a plantation shutter looks like it's mangled. So I'm having a problem with homes.com right now. I'm only with them about 2 weeks, but I'm trying to back out of my contract with them.
That's what I was going to ask you if you had signed a contract.
Well, yes, they do, but I'm going to go through my American Express and file a complaint and remove myself from their list there. And they're not great at marketing. I looked at their analytics and their analytics are identical to AdWorks. So AdWorks is a little less expensive, but homes.com really promises you so much more than what they deliver. And they really, really want your database. That's how they want your database. And I confronted the sales agent with that reality. And he says, oh no, that's not true. But when I read through the fine print, yes, they really want you to market your own property and do what Facebook does, that kind of networking. They don't do much on their own other than an AdWorks type of analytics. So I would strongly, I won't use it again. I'm trying to get out of this. It's their Matterport is, I'm telling you, it looks like a tornado hit the house. Doesn't look good for marketing. Does anybody else do homes.com? I have agents that I work with in my community, and they have never gotten a good lead from homes.com. And yet they reserve the right to increase their fees after 1 year. And they're charging $240 a month. I don't mind the money if I had a good product. If somebody else knows of a good marketing product, because we're with FRI and because we can keep all of our commissions, it's such a, and thank you, Ryan, for suggesting all the time, we should use our earnings for marketing and not just wait for things to happen. So I'm putting myself out there financially, but I would like to know if somebody has a better response other than homes.com.
And you're just trying to get more exposure. What are you trying to do?
Yes, whatever. Yes,
Okay.
isn't that what you have a listing? You've got to
Yeah,
put it
yeah.
over there.
But that's all you're looking for. Okay.
Well, that would give us buyers, potential buyers.
No. I get it. No, I'm all for it. That's the top of the funnel. You got to have that going. And is this for the Mount Dora listing or a different one?
All of mine.
Okay.
It's to Mount Dora, and I had another client, I have a client who's got a very stale listing, and she wouldn't allow me to do the Matterport filming. She thought that what she had in the house, and it's vacant, the house is vacant, and she still wouldn't let me do the Matterport filming. Not that it cost them anything. I'm taking this on myself, my own
Right.
financial debt.
That's weird. Why would she? I don't even know if I'd ask a vacant house owner if they wanted a Matterport. I think I'd just do it.
The
but
Homes.com makes you, they want to know your seller's email and telephone number. And again, they're grabbing information, and they communicate with the seller to get permission to enter the house for the Matterport filming. So again, they're grabbing our information.
Yeah, I don't like that.
That's
either.
probably why your owner said no, is because the company's calling them direct. If you had done it, probably wouldn't have been a problem, I'm thinking. You know, that's kind of weird in
Well,
a way.
it's their process. They don't
Yeah.
schedule you for Matterport filming until they speak with your seller.
Oh, that's a bad. That I don't.
Yeah.
Like that. So I'm thinking. I mean, you could do Zillow Showcase. You could do something. I don't know. There's other
What
ways.
price house is it? What's your price point?
Mount Dora is 525, and one in the community is 305. Lovely home. They really have to move because of he's got rapid onset of Alzheimer's, so I really dropped that price. Still can't get it to have showings.
What's the HOA fee?
$180 a month. It's a 55 plus community. That's basically all my work is centralized for 55 plus communities.
Yeah, that's. I think I would just do Zillow. Did you see the numbers on List Track? You see how many people see it on Zillow as opposed to everyone else? It's crazy.
Zillow's viewers by far outnumber Realtor.com.
Oh yeah. Oh, that List Track thing you sent. Where is that thing? Yeah, look at these numbers. It's crazy. And I'm not all for giving Zillow more money, but I mean, look at how much more people we think about the MLS. Look how many more people see it on Zillow
It's huge.
than the MLS or Realtor.com. Realtor.com is more than MLS, but look at Homes.com.
Nothing.
Yeah, very little. And we always think, oh, it's IDX everywhere. Look how few people see it on IDX. You know?
Do you allow third-party comments?
Never.
I
Never. Nobody ever says this is the best house I've ever seen in my life. I wish I could buy it. They always say it was a crappy neighborhood and backyard's too small. We were out there and the rooster was crowing next door. You know, there's always something. Never good.
good.
Place is dirty. We saw 11 roaches. You know, whatever it is. It's never. Boy, I wish we could buy this house. We just, you know what? We're just not really pre-qualified. We were wasting everybody's time. Nobody ever says that. Yeah, so we literally had a rooster next door situation recently. Tammy, you have a question?
So how do you, I think, I probably have a mind block or mindset. I use the title company and they're really, really reasonable and I have a relationship with them, but they don't really offer anything. So how would you present? I probably would like to use Closing City because of what I'll call them first to make sure, but of what they are offering to do. So how do I just say, how do you present that? Like using a title, like picking a title company and then the fee comes in and they're like, oh my gosh, I'm paying $800 for this title company. But maybe it's not a big deal.
Well, make sure it's not, first of all. Talk
Yeah.
to them about it first. And say, look, all my clients are going to be, you know, just in my past, they've all been sensitive to this nonsense fee. It's a, you know, profit fee is all it is, profit center form.
But these people we're getting.
But they are spending money. So I mean,
Yeah.
I get why they do it.
Exactly.
And they have to spend money to compete with the other title companies. The same reason you're considered, same reason I'm using them. I mean, honestly, they're super nice people, but that's why I'm using them, right? because they do. They're giving me $800 worth of stuff.
Right.
So, and they're really it's giving my seller that, but I don't want to tell my seller that because I'm like, I'm doing this. So,
Right.
But I've told you guys from the beginning, if your lender's not helping you out, if your title company, especially guys, I know it's harder when you're just starting your business and you don't have as much to give them, but Tammy's an established realtor who does great business. They all want to work with you, Tammy.
Not this year. I'm not doing great business. I don't want everybody to think I'm doing.
That's all right. But I mean, your year-over-year numbers support people giving you stuff and doing stuff for you, and they should be. Anybody on your team should be. I mean, I appreciate that you have loyalty to your people, and they're probably your friend. I always, these title companies do a good job of hiring nice people to be your friend. But that's not doesn't help your clients. It doesn't help you. So how do you?
Well, and also you kind of get what you pay for. So they're not offering any bells and whistles, and you're not paying for them.
But their fee is $500 instead of $650. So, or their fee.
Yeah, or even maybe a little less, possibly.
Okay, $450
Yeah.
instead of $650.
Yeah.
I remember 12 years ago we were in here talking about $375.
Yeah.
Title fees, $350 title fees. And now you see a lot of them in the 6s and 7s. I haven't seen 8 yet, but it's around the corner, I'm sure.
Mhm.
And when you work with like a first-time home buyer buying a $200,000 house, and you go in there and they've got a $750 title fee, you're like, get out of here. This is crazy.
Yeah.
So no, but if you're on the buyer side, not much you can do about that either. You can ask them to help some, and they might.
Yeah.
If it's going to break the deal up, they'll help, but otherwise they won't. So I think first thing to do is establish what it is before you have that conversation, and say, look, instead of charging you my broker said that instead of charging you my fee, I'll credit you, a couple $100 toward your title fee or whatever, right?
Yeah.
But I use this company because it gets me a lot more exposure. Or you can say whatever you want.
Yeah.
I'll help you with that title fee. Okay. So you can figure that out. But I think it's low 6s, really like 625 or something. It's not that big. Okay. Any other questions?
May I suggest something else?
Yes.
On MLS, when you go to, let me go to the page so that I can walk you through it. When you're on the MLS dashboard, on the left-hand side, there's a circle with a red dot, red and gray figure. If you click on that, and it takes you straight to your listings. And if you click on your listings, an active listing, at the bottom of the page, it says reverse prospecting.
Mm-hmm.
If you click on that, this is also good free information. I don't print it and share it with my client because it will show 25 agents per page and how many times that particular realtor sent it out to their who's in their database, and this equates to thousands. So this is another tool that I use to just verbally share with my seller that if you tally the counts and it changes daily, how many thousands of people are seeing their listing. Now, again, if it's being exposed, but we don't have showings, again, that equates to perhaps price. But
Does that do the same thing the hit counter does, or no? You can go in and hit the hit counter, and it shows your listing. It shows how many hits you gotten. Does it kind of compete with that, or no?
well, I never use that. I don't know.
It's in with like the solds, the pendings, and that little list of things. I think it says hit counter, and it has your listing, and you can go in there, and I think it gives a graph. I haven't been in there in a while, but it shows how many.
It does. Tammy, it
Pardon?
does.
Yeah,
It does. It shows you. And it also shows you how many agents were sent the listing and it goes around and
Yeah, how
around.
many portals? I think how many portals it's gone to, how many people
Yeah.
viewed it. Yeah.
Yeah. But what I wanted to say was, Ryan, and I don't know if anybody knows this, but when you put the graph that Zillow, they're viewed more on Zillow than anyone else. In my experience recently, I believe Zillow owns MLS because it shows on, well, maybe not on the MLS dashboard, but if you go on to the, on the showing time,
They own showing time.
it says Zillow on it. And recently I just listed a rental in Kissimmee, and it's weird because I don't do third party, and they can't do a review third party either. But usually when I do a listing, it goes on Zillow. On this occasion, it didn't go on Zillow. So I went on Zillow and I put it on Zillow, and I got 3 applications. In my last listings, everything has been through Zillow, and it's been through me versus other agents. I don't know if anyone has experienced that where you get both sides. For rentals, I don't know.
Okay.
about-
Okay. So here's the deal.
Yeah.
Zillow owns showing time. They do own showing time.
Okay.
They own the MLS.
Okay.
The boards own the MLS. The boards own the MLS. Zillow owns showing time. So showing time, that's why the board tries to make it hard on Thompson people. The Stellar makes it hard on Thompson people because they don't join the boards first, and the boards own it. That's why they don't like that ruling. But Zillow, you now have to pay to put rentals on there. So I don't know if they're not making you pay. You're doing it as owner. You must be doing it as owner. Or something.
Actually, they have certain, so I'm part of the, you got to sign up and do Zillow rentals, but you can do no fee rentals. And then there's one that's an upgrade. You get, like anything, right? You can pay $39 and it will do ABC. And if you pay $59, you could do ABC. Like I skipped those because at the end of the day, it's on MLS, it's on realtor.com, it's on homes.com, but I want it on Zillow. So I do the free advertisement or free listing type of thing. So I didn't know if people knew that.
They don't IDX rent. Yeah, they don't IDX rentals. You have to put it on there.
Got it.
Sometimes they do. So it's funny. Patricia said she put one on there yesterday. I know that sometimes they do, but I've heard our rental department talking about this. That's how I know our leasing department about how they have to go in and put some of them on Zillow. It's really Zillow. I didn't pay them anything.
It wasn't that way.
Didn't register with them. I already received 3 contracts. Yeah, it's hit. I know some of them do show up and some of them don't. I don't know what that is. It may be price driven. It may be something. I don't know what it is. I didn't check them out. Okay.
Michelle, what was that site you were talking about before I kind of jumped in there with the hit counter thing? What was that one? I'm going to write it down.
List track?
No, did you send another one after that? Did you say another one after that or no?
List track, and then there's are you thinking of AdWorks and home.com?
Yeah. AdWorks.
AdWorks is the one that the closing city will run your, if you use them as your title company, they will run your listing, I believe, for a week. And then you can revisit it a month later and ask them to run it again, and they will do that.
I think you said there was another one on our MLS if you scroll down or something and it had analytics on it or something.
Oh, reverse prospecting?
Oh, yeah. Okay, the reverse prospecting.
Reverse prospecting is when you click on your own listing if you want, and that's the area where you go into to change perhaps public remarks or any details regarding your listing. That's at the bottom. It says reverse prospecting, and it'll show you. And I love that tool because it'll show you who puts a red heart next to what agent. It's only an agent. What agent puts a heart next to your property. It gives their agency and their email and their telephone number. So you can directly communicate with those agents who have shown your property or perhaps are liking it. Or if you have a price reduction and somebody had a big client base, I reach out to them and I tell them, thank you for sharing my listing with your 2,000 customers, and please let them know that there's been a price reduction, especially if they put a heart next to and treat your listing as a favorite. That lets you know what the market is, how the market is viewing your property. And again, it's free.
Michelle, I also think that that's sent out automatically when there's a price change.
It does. It does, but it doesn't mean anybody sees it. So, you knock on the door, there's somebody
Got it.
sooner or later.
Okay.
All right. Any other questions or comments? This has been good stuff. I appreciate everybody. So you guys know how to find your analytics. You guys know how to find all this stuff. The reverse prospecting is great. You should be doing that for your listings anyway. That's awesome. You'd be surprised how many things it's showing up on, how many searches it's showing up on, and who might be interested. So hit all that stuff as well. If you guys have anything else that you need, if you want, I just sent Debbie Howard. I sent you the slideshow from today. If anybody wants that, let me know. And I'll send you the slideshow from today. It also has that graphic on the end of it, but everybody should have that graphic if you asked me for it earlier. All right, everybody, and you can always do your own. You can put that into your AI and have them dress it up differently, change the colors of it if you have a different color scheme you like to use. So let me know. All right, guys, I will talk to you soon. Thanks everybody for coming.